Hello, class. Today we are going to be discussing the actions George Washington took as the first president of the United States under the United States Constitution. Remember that you can pause the video at any time and copy into your notes anything that is in blue. Remember, blue is for you. One of the main things that Washington is known for is setting precedents. A precedent is a model for those to follow. It is something that is done for the first time and expected to be followed or repeated by others. Washington's first precedent was that the president should be addressed as the president of the United States. We still do that today. When the president is addressed or when he is announced, we say the president of the United States. He also only served 2 terms as president, which became his second precedent that he set. So today, the president can only serve 2 terms, which equals a total of 8 years. Washington's third precedent was selecting a cabinet, or a group of expert leaders. These members gave Washington advice in 5 different areas. George Washington chose Thomas Jefferson as the Secretary of State, Alexander Hamilton as the Secretary of Treasury, Henry Knox as the Secretary of War, and Edmund Randolph as Attorney General. As Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton gave Washington advice on decisions that needed to be made in regards to economics. In other words, he gave him advice on how to make decisions in regards to handling money. Since many states were in debt after the American Revolution, Hamilton came up with a plan to help them. He wanted the federal government to assume or take over states' debts. However, some people, like James Madison, were opposed to this idea, or they went against this idea. One of the reasons they went against this idea is because many southern states had already paid off their war debts. So he felt, how is it fair that the federal government is going to take over all of the states' debts when we already paid ours off? They did come to a compromise, though, and Southerners, like James Madison, agreed to Hamilton's plan of assuming states' debts if the nation's capital was moved and relocated in the South. You're now going to scroll down and answer the 4 questions below. There are 4 comprehension questions that go over the material that we just discussed. Again, you can revisit this video or any portions of the video at any time to help you answer the questions.